Corner. I'm Mr. Fix-It. This is a show that will be featured soon. Uh, it's a show that we talk about. Sorry. It's a show that we talk about projects that we worked on that we're proud of, projects that we worked on that went terribly wrong. If there's a do-it-yourself project that you have, well, I can give you pointers on it. You would have to come back the following week and let me know how it went. Let everybody know how it went. This is something I've been wanting for a while, so I treat this like my baby too. Today we have 3 guests. We have Dom, we have Britt, and we have Flirty Danny. First, I'm going to have Dom in the box, so if you could go ahead and request the box. Okay, there we go.
Welcome. How we doing?
Pretty good, Dom. Sorry about beating you in the Battle Royale last week, but
hold on a second.
All right.
I might just pull them all the way out. All right, go ahead.
All right. If you could go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us when you stream, and then we'll go ahead and get started with your stories.
I'm Dom. I pretty much stream whenever the hell I have time, or I get bored enough to stream. I'm mostly known as a box guy, but I started streaming a little bit heavier here a couple months ago. We're just a blue collar worker. I used to be. Now I'm a no collar worker, but we had a lot of projects I did in my day. I did garage doors for 5 years, and I did a lot of heavy equipment maintenance and hydraulic maintenance on top of that. Let me get in there. So like I've had a lot of projects in my day. We've had some big issues with big machinery snapping that take like 2-3 weeks to fix. $150,000 projects. We lose cylinder heads on machinery and stuff like that. Be out there in the rain or snow, no matter what it was, take care of it. Kind of just known for that.
All right. So what kind of story do you have for us of something that, is there one that you're proud of, or is it a story about something that went terribly wrong?
I tell one about when I was doing garage doors with another guy, and we were doing garage door commercial building for this industrial laundromat company, like work uniforms type stuff. And they have a big garage door which is 26 feet wide, which is abnormally large for garage doors. Even in industrial size, that's a huge garage door. And it was 30 feet tall. And we had a cable snap with the door all the way down in the down position, and we had to get the door all the way up to get a cable on it. And it took me and another guy. On top of that, they have a gantry crane in front of the springs, so you don't really have a lot of room to get up there and move the springs to make the door go up or anything. And so I had to lay on top of a gantry crane while another guy was underneath it, and he'd have to move a bar under full tension with springs 3/4 of an inch, and then I'd move it 3/4 of an inch, and we'd have to keep moving it back and forth that way. It took us about 3.5 hours to finally wind the springs up for the door to get it under tension again. And it was one of the scariest things I think I've done in a long time. Laying on top of on top of a big old I-beam, and you're 30 feet in the air, and I don't have any harnesses, nothing, just gloves and grip with your legs. Have a lot of fun doing it.
All right. I have questions I have written up, but I'm trying to find one that would be good for you.
Thank you, Lexi.
So what's your favorite tool that you like to work with? Because, I like to talk about my tools. So
I'm a welder. I love a good welder. I love welding. There's something peaceful and relaxing about just pushing metal and building stuff with welding. It's always been a hobby of mine since I was in junior high when I took my first welding course. And we had a little spot welder. We had to build a roller coaster, and we had to mill out a roller coaster car, and we had to use nothing but gravity to try to make it around this whole roller coaster. And like since then, I've had a fascination with welding, and this has always been fun.
That's actually really fun. I've never actually gotten into welding. That's one thing I haven't tried yet.
Oh, it's if you go wire feed, it's pretty simple. You just squeeze a trigger. You just got to learn your temperature and your speed of your wire, and that's about it. Other than that, it's just push the puddle at that point. But I did it in the scrapyard I worked in. I did a lot of stick welding and 18-inch thick steel. I'd have to get an air arc, and that's when you get a welder that goes over 440 volts, and you crank it all the way the fuck up. And you put on a certain stinger on it that has an air compressor line running into it at the same time. And then you use a carbon rod, and it just cuts the steel away with a welder. Oh, it's so loud, and it's so crazy. But you'd have to air arc out until the crack was gone and like a structural side of a piece of metal. And then the next day I'd come in and I'd put a torch to it and I'd heat it up. I'd have to let it raise the temperature, and then I'd sit in there and I'd weld for the next 3 days. Nothing but vertical stick welding. And it took forever, but man, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it other than lighting my arm on fire when I was doing it.
Yeah, the closest thing I ever did to any kind of welding was soldering stuff. So,
Okay.
can you tell me about the biggest project you've ever taken on?
Oh, the biggest project. Me and another guy did 17 garage doors for a tire company that had one garage door big enough to put combines through, because it's out in a little country town, and that's where everyone would bring to change their tires on the tractors and everything. And that one spring, there was 8 springs on the door. One of those springs for the big door was 390 pounds, and we had to put it on a scissor lift and then go up in the air with me and another guy on a scissor lift, and we had to heave hoe it up onto the shaft line and get it down in there. It was so much work. And then I thought I was smart one day after we got the springs all mounted up one day, and the next day we were going to come back and wind them. Well, the guy who was helping me, he was going to be an hour and a half late because they called him out to another job to do an emergency service real quick. So while I was sitting there, I decided to wind one of those entire springs up on myself. And it's a 6-inch spring with a 3-inch spring with a 1.5-inch spring inside of each other. And you wind all 3 of them at once. And my arms felt like jello. And that's probably was the beginning of me tearing my rotator cuff and my bicep, which then killed my career.
All right. So you have the same kind of accident I've had, or the same kind of injury then.
Yeah, they cut 2 inches of my bicep out and they repinned it, and then they put a cow's Achilles tendon and bone grafted over my rotator.
Ouch.
Yeah, and that happened in August when I had the surgery done. I got hurt not last November, but the November before that.
I was just injured in March when I was hit by a shovel, but my doctors are saying it's more repetitive work that did my injury. It's actually the a labral tear, so that means that all the muscles pulled away from my joint.
Yeah, that's a wear and tear one. If your doctor says it's wear and tear from work, bring it right to your work and hand it into them and say work comp.
Yeah, I'm going through it right now. They're fighting me with it. So
yeah, oh, they fight you. I made out pretty good at the end of it all. It's about a year of dealing with work comp before I made out. They paid me through the whole time I was off work, because it was almost a full year that they paid me my wages. And then they had to cut me. We went to court and they had to cut me a settlement check.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I haven't worked in now a little over a year since that happened. Physical labor just ain't for me, and working for somebody else after being treated like shit by somebody and putting my body up at risk for them, and now them just turning around and treating me the way they did, I don't really feel like working for anybody ever again.
Yeah, that's kind of the boat I'm in. I want to go back to the work that I was doing, but I don't want to work for somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we when we do construction and we do these kind of things, we enjoy it. It's fulfilling. It's a very fulfilling job to watch you build something every day and the progress go through it every single day. Um, but at some point, getting old. I'll be 38 next month, and I don't want to keep doing it.
All right, I do want to take a moment here and welcome everybody in. This is Physics Corner. We have Dom in the box. We're talking about projects that he's worked on, our similarity in injuries, and we're gonna have Flurry Danny in the box and Britt. I'm gonna go ahead and continue with Dom. So another question I would have for you is, do you do any like construction, anything as a hobby now?
Not so much as a hobby. I still work on cars with all my buddies, and we still build things. But nowadays, like if I got a friend who's got project needs something done, I'll help them out. But as a hobby so far, my hobby's turned to sports cards and sports signed memorabilia and
That's cool.
dealing in that. So I kind of turning my hobby into my career at the moment, or trying to.
If you ever come across any Buffalo Bills stuff, let me know.
I got a Josh Allen signed jersey
Nice.
right next to me. but
That's
but I'm a Bills fan myself, so
yeah.
I would have been a Bills fan since Thurman Thomas and Jim Kelly.
I grew up in the area. I live right in Buffalo now, so
Okay. Yeah, no, I do got a Bills jersey, but I think that's the only thing Bills I got.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I do want to take time. Thank you. Can you tell us when we can see you again?
Pretty much just hit me with a fave. I kind of go on when no one else is on and I'm bored.
All right.
I stream usually in the mornings or late at night. You can catch
All
me
right.
in some streams doing debates and stuff like that. I like conversation. I like debating with people. I like intelligent conversation about real things, not just talking circles. But definitely all for good conversations.
All
Thanks
right.
for the time.
Please stick around because at the end of the show, I do like a final thoughts thing where we it's like a workshop talk type thing.
Okay. Oh yeah, will do.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
People out box. So whenever you're ready. All right. Again, thank you guys for being here for Fix This Corner. Next week we will be featured supposedly. I do want to take a moment to thank people for their gifts. I can't do this usually during the show. So I'm just gonna go through my top 7. Big Daddy Snail, Galaxy Khaleesi, Flurry Danny, MC, Aladdin, Birthday Loading, and Britt. Thank you guys. Next, we're gonna have Britt in the box. She's already requesting. She's way ahead of me.
I'm always one step ahead. That's for sure.
So how are you doing
How are
today?
you doing today? I'm good.
Ooh,
I
shopping
had
today?
to. I am shopping right now. But that's just because I was sitting out in front of someone's house while I was doing Ace's show, and they looked at me like I was crazy. So I had to leave that location. So this was the next best thing that I could think of. But Howard, thank you for having me. I told Jay, I don't know how amazing I'm going to be on the show because I've only made a few things in my life. It's nothing like Candy Man related, but yeah.
Do yourself stuff works good too. That's mainly what I do now. I can't really lift or pull anything anymore. So
Yeah. So do you just want me to start about some things that I've made?
I
Or
want you to
what?
go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us
Oh,
where
okay.
we can find you, and then we can go into your story.
So I am Britt. I am a teacher by day. I stream at night when I'm not exhausted from my job with little kids all day. Um, I am a part of the ULU crew, which is us winning unapologetically. And that is Kauai Sam, one of the newest top badges on the app. Um, you can catch me streaming almost every single day after I get off work. I have my own show that I'm working on getting not really looked at being featured yet. I just, you know, just playing around with the idea of it. But it's called In the Grit with Ulu Brit. And that is every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And it is where we talk about the nitty gritty things that we don't usually talk about on the app. So, yeah, just come catch me and check me out and follow my Instagram if you want to know whatever I'm doing because I usually post it there.
That sounds like fun because that's something I'd probably like to be on sometime.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I am the worst about promoting myself. I suck at it, but I try my best. But yeah.
All right. So, what kind of project are we going to talk about today?
So the best thing that I can think about is like I have a silhouette in a Cricut machine. And for a long time I did like vinyl decals and stuff. And I used to do like vinyl decals for like cups and stuff. And so this past Christmas, I decided I was going to make all of my Christmas gifts for my like distant family very personal. And so I decided that I was going to like personalize them. So I have been able to find out the way that I can just take the image and copy it onto like the Cricut machine and the vinyl and like get it to like cut out around where the vinyl is and all that kind of stuff. It took me so freaking long to figure out how to use it because I'm not a person of reading instructions. I just go into it blind and I hope for the best. That's why IKEA furniture is not my friend. Y'all should see my jacked up bookshelf in my office. It is terrible, y'all. I literally think half of the screws are missing, and I don't think they're in the right places. I'm definitely a daddy's girl when it comes to assembling anything because that's my dad's thing. I'm more of like I'll sit there and look pretty, and I'll help you along the way if I can, but not really. I'm just more of a distraction. But I made my aunt for Christmas last year. She has breast cancer. I made her I got a cup from Walmart. It was a pink cup. It was like $5. And I put on there that you're only as God only puts his strongest warriors to fight against the hardest times. And so I put it on the cup and I thought she was gonna like bawl her eyes out, and she just was like sitting there crying, and I'm like, this is not that big, but it was really big for her because she had not had anything like that. And so that was like a big thing that I've made a lot of things for my classroom. Like I had this yellow shelf that was god ugly when I got it. I mean, it was like $1 on Facebook Marketplace, and I went and I picked it up because it looked like it would fit in front of my like underneath my board, and I was like, I'm gonna make this work. This is gonna be it. And whew, whew, it was a struggle bus. It was a thing literally like so like it was like it had like a shelf, like this is the top shelf. It had this like middle thing right here, and then it had another shelf, and then it had just like this whole bottom was open. Well, because there was this little bar right here, it made everything uneven and wobble because it was uneven, and it sucked. And I was like terrified that it was going to fall on my kids because that's a lawsuit. And I was like, okay, I'm just not going to use it. I'm just going to, if my kids need to use it, I'll just pull the stuff out for them. They don't need to be able to do it. Well, then I got into the classroom, and the kids don't, stop touching everything. So I kind of had to like improvise. And so I went and I got like another thing of drywall, from like Lowe's, and I just shoved it underneath where the other bar was. Oh my God, that sucker stabilized. I was so excited. I was so proud of myself. I painted that sucker yellow, just like the bookshelf. I was so excited, y'all. That was like white girl excited, like over something little. Okay. That was like a monumental thing for me. And so I was so stinking excited. And so that's one thing. I I try to DIY a lot of things and then I get bored of it and I give up because I don't research it before I do it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. I want to do what they did, and then like I try to do it and it's like definitely did not work out the way that I thought it was going to work out. Um, and that's just the fact that social media is a very big influencer in a lot of things. And so when I see it on social media, I'm like, oh, these teachers did this with their kids. Oh, yeah, putting their little thumbprints in two little different angles will look like a heart. Mine look like a bunch of unidentified objects. I'm just going to say that much because I know you're trying to get this featured. But if anyone can guess, it did not look like no dang heart. It looked like something completely different. But yeah, I don't really know anything else.
All right. I am going to take a moment just to say welcome to Fisk's Corner. This is a show where we talk about projects that we're proud of, projects that have went terribly wrong, or do-it-yourself projects that you need pointers on. Right now we have Brit in the box. We had Dom earlier talking about garage doors that he worked on, different projects he's worked on. Upcoming, we have Flurry Danny that's going to be talking about his projects. If you are not part of the show, please do not request a box. I will not accept it. We'll go back to here now talking to Brett. So you said you do like the Cricut vinyl stuff.
Yeah. I have a heat press, but the heat press scares me because like that thing gets really hot. And I was like, because I told my parents, I was like, I want this sucker. Like I want it. I want this sucker now. Like I want it bad. And then I got it and I was like, oh my God, this thing is scary. And it's not like one of the ones that like you like pull down and it like does it. It's like one of the ones you lift up and put down. Okay, that sucker is scary, y'all. I made my field day shirts for my team because I agreed to it before I understood it. And I was like about to have a heart attack. Like it smelled like burnt vinyl in my house for like a week. It sucked. I was like, no wonder these women have like outdoor houses and like she sheds for this stuff because it stinks in the house. It's terrible. But what am I gonna do? I already did it. But I do all that. I also do like like I said, the heat press, but it's just not been something that's been enjoyable for me. It stresses me out more than it's relaxing. Some people are like, oh, it's so relaxing. I don't know where you got that from because it's stressful.
All right, so we know the tool that you'll never use again. What's the tool that you would love to use again? Or what's your favorite tool?
Oh, God. I love my Silhouette. I will say that much. Like my Silhouette, I'm able to cut paper on, which me being a teacher and me like printing out bulletin boards and stuff. Oh my God, y'all. I used to sit there for hours on end and cut out freaking things for bulletin boards. And I never have to do that anymore because it cuts it out for me. I put it in the thing and it cuts it out and I don't have to do it. And all I gotta do is now laminate it and then I put it back on the sucker and it cuts out the laminate. Oh my God, y'all, it's amazing. It's absolutely glorious. I love using that sucker. I use it way too much.
All right. So what is the biggest project you've ever taken on? Is there,
Oh God.
I know you said you're team, but is there anything big, huge that took you like a few days to do or?
Okay, so I had this grand plan that my fourth graders and I were going to go and paint these picnic tables outside of our school. and I had a really big like dream that this was going to happen. I went to Lowe's. They got the paint. They donated the paint. All that kind of stuff. I got to that little thing, and I didn't realize that that thing is so freaking old that the paint was seeking into the wood, so it wasn't like producing any color. It was just it was just like drinking the paint is what it was doing. And so my little fourth graders, because I was gonna have them like write different things on them, they had planned it out, everything. They were so excited. Y'all, when I say we let it sit over a weekend, it was Memorial Day weekend. I let it sit over the weekend, and I came back and that sucker literally was the same color as if I had left it. I was devastated. Well, then I realized that that was happening, and so I seeked help, and thank God, the Lowe's dude came out and he was like, yeah, you need to like use this kind of paint, and you need to use this sprayer thing. And I was like, okay. And even like with the sprayer thing, it just kept coming off. It was just too old. I mean, they had been there since the school opened, and it was a 20-year-old school. So I mean, put it together, it's pretty old picnic thing. And so I was like, okay, well, that went down the drain. So now I'm like, okay, what can I do now? So I went and I talked to Lowe's, and I was like, what are some ideas that you guys might have? And they were like, well, we've had a lot of teachers do like rocks, like rock painting. And I'm like, okay, how do I get my hands on some rocks? Y'all, when I say this dang rocks took 2.5 weeks, I was about to pull my hair out with these rocks. Oh my God. Miss I messed up. Oh my Jesus. I don't care if you messed up on it. You going to leave it like that, and we're going to put it out in that garden. And then we decided that we were going to pull up this garden that we have at the school. And oh my guys, it was way too much. I literally was a first year teacher on a first year teacher budget with $1 million mind. It was terrible. And I must have thought that I was made of money, because when I started looking at the price, I was like, thank God the high school delivered the mulch and put out the mulch, because if it weren't for them, I probably wouldn't have got the mulch in the first place. It probably would have been just some random dirt over there. I probably would have just took bags of soil and put it on the ground, and it would have looked like crap. But they came out and they like helped the kids like learn about the different tools, and that was nice. They got their community service in, but then it was tedious, and trying to micromanage little fourth graders and them being around industrial tools just scares the heck out of me. And so, I mean, it worked. It worked out great. They did great on it, and they loved it. And that's probably a memory they'll forever remember. And I will never forget not to do that ever again, because that was hell. So, yeah.
All right. So, do you have any upcoming projects that you're going to be working on? I know school's probably just out now, so you probably got personal projects you got to do.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be I'm moving schools, and I had done a mural at my old school, that I had done at my old school, and I had showed that in my interview at my new school. Well, then he called me up like a few days ago and was like, "Hey, I think you should do that same mural at our school." And I was like, "Oh, okay." That was so freaking like it took me days to do this mural, and I'm no artist. I am a white girl budget girl, and I am trying to make the sucker work, and it barely made it look as good as it did. I mean, it looked good. It was like a mural of lotus flowers, and it had like a really cool quote, because we were like the bumblebees, and so it had bumblebees around it, and it was nice. I'm like, so what do you want me to do? And he sent me the dang mural idea, and I about fell to the floor. I was like, oh my God. I was like, he was like, I can always get it printed off like for a stencil. I'm like, please. Because I don't know what you think I'm going to do. I mean, it has like a horse, like with a farm background, and like dogs and cats and like all this. Yeah, no, yes.
All right. So that probably answers the next question. What is one project that you would never take on and would want to hire someone to complete for you?
Oh, anything and everything. I'll say that much. I am a very big go get like my car makes the sound. I'm like, oh, we going to the auto mechanic. Anything's like my sink and my new house. Like when I went to go walk around for inspection, like it like made this gurgling noise. I called that contractor right away. I was like, you better get your butt out here because I ain't moving in this house if the plumbing's all messed up. You better get your butt out here now. And he came up there and he's like, it's just water in the pipes. It's okay. It's a new house. And I'm like, well, I don't know this. I'm 25 buying a house. How the heck am I supposed to know this? You acting like I'm supposed to know this crap. I don't know this crap. I was like, don't look at me like I'm dumb. I'm not dumb. I just don't know this stuff. And he's just looking at me like, woman, you are so stupid. And I'm not trying to be stupid. How was I supposed to know? But I would definitely anything that has to do with my house and installing anything. I did put up a TV mount one time, and I will never ever trust myself to do that again because I have a $5,000 TV that ended up getting shattered because of it. So I will never in my life do that again because that was a 70-inch Samsung TV and it was on the floor. So yeah. So no, I will never DIY myself again a little mount, and I will read the weights stuff about it because apparently there's weights to it. Didn't know that. But other than that, yeah, no. Anything, I'll hire
I own
anybody.
one. I own one myself, and it took me 4 tries to do it.
Oh goodness.
I got up there, and it was too high. I got on there, it was too low. I got on there, it was sideways.
Oh my god. Yeah, I no, I just yeah, I just hire somebody.
Yep.
That sucked. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, I do want to thank you for being on the show. Like I told Dom, stay in the chat. We're gonna be doing final thoughts, and it's like a shop room talk. So,
All right,
uh,
sounds good.
all right. And like I said, I don't like to get people. Okay, you did it yourself. Thank you. You're always one step ahead of me there, Brett. I want to thank you guys for being on or coming to Business Corner. This is Mr. Fix It. Next, we're gonna have Florida Danny in the box. We had Dom in here talking about garage doors and different projects that he's worked on. Britt in here talking about different projects she's worked in at school. And next, we're gonna have Florida Danny in the box. Hello again.
Oh, I'm on vacation, so
Ooh.
I was trying to think of stuff today. I think I got something down. So,
All right.
um,
You go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us where we can find you, and then we'll go into your story.
I'm Floaty Danny. I stream typically in the morning when I'm not on vacation, usually all day. You can find me that's pretty much where you can find me, or you can find me in someone's live, usually chatting it up, or just trying to find simple things on how I can improve myself on this app. All that sort of stuff. Yeah, a lot of people say they see me more on streams than in live because I'm just on and off, sometimes during the day with my job.
Yep.
So it just depends on how my day is going with my clients and how they're feeling too.
Ways to better yourself on the app. 2 good people to talk to. You're in one of them earlier, Diamond, and Kitty's also another good one to talk to.
Yeah. Always. But yeah, today I'm just going to talk a little bit about the custom diamond art pieces that we do in the shop. I don't really have anything with me today to like show, but yeah, just kind of be talking about it mainly. People just send me pictures, and the one I'm falling in love with right now, when people send me pictures, I send them out to a company that I work with, very close with, on Instagram, and they will make up pretty much like the placemat I need and get me all the pieces I will need for them, all the little diamonds. Sometimes I'll ask them if they can send me little starter kits, which is just like the trays that you can put them in so you don't lose them. Um, the wrench or the vacuum seal that you need to do them. And usually once I get them, I'll go live on Instagram or I'll go live on Heal. And depending on who the client is, because the client has to sign a social media contract, basically authorizing my company and the company that I work with, I work with, kind of do with the deliveries and whatnot. Ask them if they don't mind us showing it on social media, give my Meet Me link, my Instagram link, and then if they want to come in and see, they can. If they don't sign it, I have to do it off alive or just do it very fast off alive, pretty much. And then do it, put them in the frame that they order from me or frames that we discussed during our initial Zoom meeting, and go from, and then frame it for them when it comes in from Amazon and go about all day. And basically that's one of the things I do. Projects
All right.
that I do.
So, what is the project that you're working on right now? Is there a special one that you're working on that's near and dear to your heart, or?
Yes, the one I'm working on right now is probably the one I'm falling in love with the most out of all of them I've done over the last year and a half. Is basically it's called A Night in Paris. It has, someone took a picture of the Eiffel Tower with cherry blossoms on it, and just had like the background of the skies going from day to night, and it was a really good transition that they got with all the colors in the background of the Eiffel Tower as it's setting. Um, it's honest, like I said, honestly, it's probably one of my favorite pieces I've done so far for someone.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you the questions I've been asking everybody else. We'll start with this tool. What's your favorite tool to use? Doesn't have to be with just this. It could be with anything you do.
I one of the tools that I'm starting to learn how to use and I'm really liking it is kind of like a wood carver. Some of the frames just come in as it wood, 100%, and sometimes the clients want different designs in them. And I've been learning how to use that, and honestly, I think I like that tool the best for the frames.
So you're artistic drawing then, right? With it.
Yeah, like the little circles and the
Yep.
circles and stuff. Yeah,
Leaves, branches,
yeah.
making a whole tree out of a little section.
Hmm.
Okay, with that, what's your least favorite tool that you don't want to ever use again?
Probably, I don't know what it's called, but it's like I've used it like once and it kind of, I almost cut myself on it. Um it's a big machine that you put like wood in, and it has like a zigzag thing that goes up and down. I don't know what it's called, but I do not like that thing in the shop, and I don't want to use it again. It scares the heck out of me.
Yeah, I have one that I've used maybe 10 times. I'll never use it again, and that's a K400.
Hmm.
It's the machine that you can put down drains, and it's supposed to. It goes like it's like 100 feet, 100 yards,
Okay. Yeah,
and rip
anything
your
saw
whole
like,
body off.
yeah, anything saw like, no. No, 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 no.
All right. So this can be including like your Legos and stuff like that you do too. What is the biggest project you've ever taken on?
Mm, Probably the one I had to do by Christmas, and it literally got done um New Year's Eve. I mean New Year's Day, the start of the year. Um, we got the order back in July, and by the time everything came in because the company I worked with for that for honestly it was a diamond art piece, a couple pieces, uh, had to get all skin tones again from Japan. So it took 6 to 8 weeks to get that. Then it took 6 to 8 weeks to get to me. Then it took about 2 weeks to actually make it. And while it was being made, I get an email saying, yeah, all placemat machine that makes the diamond on and puts the adhesive on, yeah, they told me it broke. So that took longer. It took about another week to fix that and then redo all the portraits that the client wanted done. So it started out a mess and it ended a mess. And yeah, she wanted like 5 custom made 10 by 10, like I mean 10 feet by 10 feet pictures done of herself, her kids, all of it, and like single ones of the kids and then ones with her and her wife in it. And I'm just like looking at her when I got everything in, I'm like, this is not going to get done in time. And I had to, first time ever, I had to actually ask for help from like people in the shop. There was like 4 of us on one diamond art piece at a time trying to get the pictures done and trying, yeah.
Do you have any stories about like when you unsuccessfully completed a project
Unsuccessfully completed a project.
or didn't complete the project?
Um, I'm not really. I would probably have to say when I was helping my stepdad make a deck, he got it done, but I had to stop like halfway through it. It wasn't really like I could not help him complete it. It was too rough on my back, too much pressure on the back problems I already have, and trying to lift the wood up about 10, 15 feet up. And then I had one accident where I fell through the deck when we were trying to build it because I didn't see a hole there. I wasn't thinking and I just went oop. So yeah, by that time I was like, after I fell, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry I can't help you
Yeah.
complete it, but can we move on to another project, please?
All right. So you're on vacation now. Do you have any upcoming projects that you'll be working on?
Yes. Me and Paint with Diamond. Sorry, yeah. Me and Paint. We came together. We're going to be doing a major project for the Maryland's Art Society for next June, for next year's Pride event. We are doing all 25 Pride flags that has came out from 1978 all the way up to today's. I'll be doing them in my stream as they come in. Um, that is the big project and the biggest client we ever had. So we're trying to just keep them basically happy and know that it's going to take us probably a good 8-9 months. They wanted it for this year, but we got the call in March.
Yeah.
There was no way from March to June, 25 pieces that they needed. So we asked them if we could do it next year, and luckily they obliged with us. So next year, when they get debuted, it will be June 1st, 2025. So.
All right. That sounds like that's gonna be really interesting to see.
Mhm.
I do want to take a moment to thank everybody for coming in. This is Fixit's Corner. We are talking about projects that we are proud of, projects that went terribly wrong, or do-yourself projects that you need help with that I can give you pointers on. We had Dom in the box talking about garage doors that he's worked on. Britt talking about all the stuff that she's done for schools and stuff like that. Florida Danny is in here talking about his diamond art that he's worked on. Danny is a second time guest on here. I am gonna have him back when I am featured. Before we learn about his Legos, now we're learning about the diamond art. With that said, I am going to ask everybody to come back in the box. I'm going to keep you in the box too, so we can go about our shop talk and talk about things that are coming up for us.
Okay. Yeah, next time you guys are going to hear about my wig making that we do at the shop as well. So hopefully it'll be featured at that point.
I didn't know that we could talk about Legos, or I would have talked about the fact that I took on the freaking Titanic fucking Lego set with my godchild. And y'all, that took a month and a half.
Everyone's telling me that's what I need to do for the shop, but I
Don't
haven't.
do it.
I'll send
Don't
you
do
the
it.
pictures.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I
Do
went
not do
to
it. Do not
I went
do
to
it.
Lego Con in Minneapolis here. I brought my kids to that, and they absolutely loved it.
Oh, heck no. No, thank you.
All
I
right,
went
so
to
Danny,
Collecticon. I'm good.
I think Dan did what, a SpongeBob that opened in pieces.
No, it's just terrible. It's just, I don't understand who invented it. It was invented by Satan himself. It
Who?
sucks. Okay, the Titanic thing. It sucks. Y'all don't understand. I sat
Hey,
there
didn't you have
for a
one that
month.
fell apart when you were trying to move it?
Oh, let me tell y'all, the front part of that sucker, okay, it fell off because my godchild said, let's look at it. Let's take a picture holding it. I said, no, you. This is like my child.
So it
Like,
was a real Titanic. It's split in half.
Yeah, and it
Hey,
literally
we ain't
sounded like
talking
it's
about
split in
that.
This
the
is
position too.
that's called realism.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no.
I just want to take a moment here. Does anyone have any questions for our guest today? Or do you have any questions for each other or for me?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I appreciate you having us all on here and doing this.
Mhm.
Yeah, no problem. I want to go ahead and have everybody talk about what any upcoming projects that they or upcoming shows that they have, or if they're have anything that they have that they're excited about. You can go ahead and start, Danny.
Okay, so I do shows Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday pretty much, and then I have an auction tomorrow. The Don't Sleep on Me auction at 9. But my Wednesday show is Pride's Downfall. We'll be going to the history of all the things with gay pride, LGBTQ rights, stuff. Pretty much just divulging into the history, the minds, and even having some LGBT people and activists talk on the show. And then Thursdays is Addiction Hour, where we just go into the minds of addicts. And Fridays, I do a show at 9 p.m. For anyone who wants to promote any shows, upcoming events, or just promote anything that they want to talk about on their own platform.
All right.
About time someone took that. I've been sitting here watching that. Get in there, Jalen.
Okay. Brett.
I'll let Don go first.
All right, Dom. You have anything coming up?
A live fest. That's about it. Just looking forward to getting drunk with all you guys and just making fools of ourselves for a couple days and having fun.
All right. Back to you, Brett.
Okay. Oh my God, that was short as heck. All right.
You want me to go first?
I'm very simple.
So I'm part of the Uwu crew. That's us winning unapologetically. Period. I'm sorry, there's sound effects in the background. On Mondays, we have Gen Wars. I help admin for that with Hawaii. So if you want to do some generational trivia, please hit me up. We are looking for people all the freaking time because people don't show up to shows. Just hit me up or Exo Mama if you want to do that. On Tuesdays, I have my show. You don't have to hit me up to be on it. You just show up and you're on it. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, Saturdays, at 9 p.m. XOXO Mama has started her own rendition of Jeopardy, which is What Is, and she's always looking for contestants. Now, I will say that she has like some very hardcore people this week because it's Jordaddy, Jubilee, and McBonus. And if any of y'all know, those people are trivia nerds. And so we have had to like, I literally looked up like AP, like AP honors questions because these people are too smart. So yeah, if you want to be on any of those shows, I'm also an admin for Rate the Date with Dorian Gray. I don't know when he's coming back, so I would say hit me up if you want to be on the show, but I don't know when he's coming back. But yeah,
So when's your show that you said that you're working on? Or is it-
Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Oh, it's wild. I will say you right now, if you are you do not like the spicy nitty gritty, then I would stay in the comments or stay out the live for at least an hour because I tried to keep it PG-13 and my family they like it spicy, so we had to resort to some spicy questions. I've learned a lot about my family. I'll tell you that much. I'm one of the newest, but I know more about them than I should.
And then
I don't mind spicy at all if you can't tell by my name.
And
I
I
can
just
tell.
hit on everyone. I mean, having you seen my name, like, hello.
Well, Danny, you are welcome anytime. Dom, you are welcome anytime. If you see Uwu in their name, they're good people. We rock hard with each other, and you'll see us at Live Fest. Rep it. Just saying.
Oh, it's gonna be fun to see you guys then. As for me, I do have 2 more featured shows this weekend I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna be on Fairy Godmothers at 11 a.m. on Sunday and Cinema Score on Monday at 10 p.m. I guess I have a couple more next week that I'm gonna be doing that I haven't been told yet, but I've been told. Someone said you're gonna be on my show, and I still waiting for the invite. So
Know how that goes.
yeah, that's how mine goes. Hello, Pickle. I do want to thank you guys all being on my show today. When I do get featured, I do want to have all of you back.
Oh,
Yep.
definitely.
Mhm.
It's free clout for you guys. So
Thank you, Brad.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. I just want to thank all you guys for being on. I thank everybody for coming in today. This was, I don't even know what episode. I think episode 5 of the Fix's Corner. I do want to thank all my gifters today, all my guests. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. Jay, if you're still here, you can go ahead and cut it. You too, Florida Danny. I'll be live for another hour probably. All right, I don't know if he's still here, if he's cut it yet, so I don't really want to play music unless he has, or until 4 minutes from now. So does anyone want to hop in the box, talk a little bit? How's your days going? Talk about how I almost had a heart attack a little bit ago. By that castle. That's first castle I've gotten in a long time. So, thank you. I need you to send me your name and stuff on IG. I don't know if you have me followed. If I have you followed, I'm not sure yet. We'll figure that out later. All right. Yeah, so I put you in my bio, and then you gotta go with my name too. So, You're liking that gift way too much. Oh, what's this button do? I can see it right now. You're probably just sitting there. I want to see this button again. All right, I think it's close enough.
Music.
Well, that's a little loud.
Never been someone like this. Never met someone like him.
That's
Getting my
awesome.
reps
Thank
in
you, though.
the gym, skinny queen, I'm getting slim. I'm the god of my life.
I followed you back.
Walk around this bitch with a limp.